Hello. Did you miss me? I missed you guys. So you might be wondering, Koi, where have you been? And the answer is I have been depressed. But I am gonna try and be back now. I miss making the YouTube videos and I miss running the channel and I miss all of it. So this is gonna be a shorter video. I'm gonna try and make like not low effort but low pressure videos, like here's what's going on in my life, here's what I'm doing right now, and I'm gonna try and do the things that I enjoy so that I have things to tell you guys about. Today, this video is gonna be me basically just talking about what we've missed since November. The answer is not a lot. It's not a lot. I'm gonna be real with you, but I do have some stuff cooking, okay? This is not a bandage, it's binding tape. More on that later. I started learning how to play guitar. I played every day for like 3 months and I haven't played for a month. I need to play today. I'm extremely mediocre at that, but you have to be bad at things to get good at things, right? I got new paints for Christmas, so I've been painting a little bit and drawing a little bit. So maybe I'll try and make a drawing video for you guys. I have a couple of videos that are like completely unedited. I have a couple of videos that are in the works, but not finished. Y'all. I have a couple of videos that are unfinished that might be coming out. I've had the energy to record videos, but not the energy to edit the videos. I'm gonna try and edit them and post them. This one including. I'm gonna have to cut stuff out of this one, but it's gonna be short. It's okay. I also started going to the gym. I started going to the gym a month ago. So I've been going since like the end of January. It was not a New Year's resolution. I don't lie to myself when I make New Year's resolutions. I started going to the gym because me and my friend were hanging out. We were being besties. She said, oh my gosh, I wish I went to the gym more, but I have no one to go with. And I said, oh my gosh, I used to love going to the gym with my friend. And she said, there's one right next to work. It's 5 minutes away. And I said, oh my gosh, fantastic. So I signed up for a Planet Fitness membership and I did a bunch of research. I watched like 10 hours of TikToks. I didn't do actual research. I just watched a bunch of other people and what they do. And I picked out what seemed like the least likely to kill me, and I've been doing that 3 times a week for a month. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm gonna get swole. I'm gonna try anyways. I find that the gym is very relaxing actually. I know there's this idea that the gym is very like serious and very like whatever, but it's so deeply unserious to me. I just go, I do my weightlifting. I do my little weightlifting. I listen to music at volumes that are definitely damaging my hearing, and then I force myself to do cardio so that eventually if I ever need to run to save my life, I won't die. I stretch a lot. I have found like a nice stretching routine that I really like, but the first time I did it, it almost killed me. That was really fun, and I've really been enjoying that. I already am like seeing improvements. I'm already able to do more reps. When I do cardio, my watch doesn't instantly recognize that I'm doing it anymore. I told my Fitbit I was doing elliptical, and because I've been doing elliptical 2 to 3 times a week for a month now, after the first like 5 minutes, it was like, your heart rate normally skyrockets at least 20 more points. Are you still exercising? Are you sure? And I was like, I'm fighting for my life here. I'm sure. That's improvement. I finished my first book. I know that it's March and that I have a goal of 12 books a year, but I'm hoping to do a reading binge at some point and bring that number up. The book was very good. I just have no motivation. I watched Heated Rivalry and it changed me on a molecular level. I ugly cried for a while when I watched episode 6. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it and you plan on watching it, skip past this. I will try to remember to be like, okay, we're done talking about Heated Rivalry. I watched Heated Rivalry because I saw a bunch of edits of it, like everybody else. At first, I didn't want to watch it because I was really worried that I was going to give myself really bad gender envy and gender grief, and it did, but in a good way, in a motivating way, if that makes sense. I ugly cried when I watched episode 6, and Yuna apologized to Shane. I'm going to cry if I talk about it. And Shane said, I'm really sorry. I need you to know that I tried, and I couldn't help myself. Because, by golly, if that isn't what being transgender is like. And that's all I'm gonna say about the show. I'm gonna rewatch it, I think, so that I can process it more. Because really, it was just a wild ride from start to finish. And I think it has like a special place in my heart. Like, I haven't felt this way about a TV show since I was probably 13. And if you skipped for spoilers, here's where you can skip. I'm gonna stop talking about the show now. But yeah, I haven't felt that way about any show since I was like 15, 16 and I was watching Supernatural for the first time. I wish that shows were still long. I wish the shows were still long. I know that 6 hours of TV seems like a lot, but we used to get 22 episode seasons. And I don't want them to like break down the actors and whatnot, but like it just feels like we're getting a whole lot of nothing sometimes. Heated Rivalry being an exception. That was a phenomenal work of art, and you hear anyone telling you that it's just gay, like softcore porn, they didn't watch the show, or they're not queer and they don't understand the themes of the show. Like they're like not watching the show with a critical eye if that's what they think, basically. That changed me on a like molecular level. Actually right before I discovered it and started watching it, I scheduled my first appointment for HRT. If you know me in real life, you know that I'm transgender. I've been out for 6 years. When I first came out, this part of the video is probably gonna be a little emotional. When I first came out, it was kind of on accident. I knew that something wasn't right, but I didn't really know what. I had transgender friends, so I had like a vague idea of like what that meant, but every person's journey with gender is so deeply personal, and it wasn't like I wasn't struggling with being queer. I was outed pretty young. I've been out as queer since I was like 12 years old or something like that. But this was just a whole different thing. Like this, I was raised in a very conservative household, and this basically like realizing that you're queer wasn't as big of a deal because it was right before when gay marriage got legalized. And I think my parents thought I would grow out of it. I didn't, but by the time they realized that I wasn't going to, it was just who I was at that point. And they had kind of gotten used to it. You know, they made jokes about me being a lesbian, even though that wasn't really true. I mostly still dated men, but there was definitely something like inherently not normal about me. And then when I was 18, like I don't know, something just changed in me, and I couldn't keep it in anymore. So I've been out for 6 years, and I'm really excited to start testosterone. I never thought I would be here. I don't really talk about stuff like this because I get so emotional, and it's a lot for me to handle. I feel like it's really important that I do, especially with everything that's going on right now. I think it's really important that we continue to see people be themselves, even in the face of adversity. I think it's really important to see other queer people be proud of themselves and be themselves and take steps toward being the person that they want to be and feeling like themselves, because I did not have that. And I think that's why it took me so long to understand what felt so wrong about me. Not that there was anything wrong with me, but when you just don't fit in with any of your peers because you don't feel the same way they do about boys and girls and yourself and your body, I want to start being more open about what it's like and kind of take you guys and myself along this journey. I want to start doing more weekly or bi-weekly like check-ins like this, where it's kind of like a little diary. That way I have something to look back on. In a few years or maybe even a decade, I can look back and see how far I've come. I'm really excited. I hope that you guys are really excited too. And I'm hoping to get top surgery. I want to bring you guys with me for that. What do you even say after all that? Oh my God. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. I'm just gonna keep doing stuff that I think that will make me more of who I am. And I'll keep you guys updated. If you watch this, thank you. Sorry that I cried a lot. The most radical thing you can do right now is love yourself. Peace out, guys. My face looks really good today. I'm sorry. I'm being distracted by how handsome I am. Why does it look like I only have half an eyebrow? How long have I only had half an eyebrow?